Welcome to the Gant-Gilbert building. This is our first event with John Murray, and I have the wonderful, talented Mia X with me. This is our first interview, and this is the first interview that we're doing in this Gant-Gilbert building, which is so, it means so much to us. We can't think about it too much, right, Mia?
Right.
Thank you for being, for you to be the first person that I interviewed here. Plus you interviewed with me on the Artistry Creates the World. Almost maybe 6 years ago. And you're still rolling. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I was pregnant with Orchid. So she just turned 7, so 7 years.
It was 7 years? Really?
7 years.
Wow.
That's how I remember. And I don't even live in town. But anyway, I'm happy to be here. I'm thankful. It's exciting. It feels eerie almost. I want to say just like
eerie why?
Not even eerie, but just like very special because I know I love the people who this building is named after, and that is a thing for me now. Like knowing somebody who have a street named after them, now a building, it's like this is foundational. So even if there was never another building to exist, would the one on this block, would this sign say? Like that means something. So very, very special.
We hugged them. We hugged Jerry and Rodney, and we smiled with them.
Yes, we did.
Quarreled with them.
Yes.
We argued with them, and they loved on us, disagreed with us. They did the work. That's the biggest thing. They did the work. They showed us those little things, those little areas that we didn't really know. We were doing stuff, but we weren't doing the work to its fullest potential. And now, like, we're out there doing what they were doing.
Right, and seeing what they said and how,
understanding how to deal with people, how to change the culture. And we're understanding that it's our entire life. It's not only lifestyle. At one time, like when we was a poet, it was just like, I'm doing a poem, I got another poem, blah, 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 another poem. But now, talk about that. This whole place that you understand now that this is about, you're not just a poet, but this is you create the change through your life's work.
And it's my favorite quote, and I always say that work is love made visible. Work is love made visible, and I do the work because I love my community. I show up for my community, so I don't even think of it as work, but as I'm, acknowledging it, it's something that I'm always doing. I'm living it, I'm breathing it. I'm really becoming it. And that's why I say I'm living my poem. People, this is not new. You know what I mean? This is not new. It just feels like it's a new clarity around it.
Oh, yes. That's
like
cool.
It's my purpose. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because it feels too good to not. Like, why would I not?
And I believe I love clarity because it is through the journey that you begin to understand what clarity is and what muddiness is and what dullness is and what it is to be sharp. And you begin to understand duality. You begin to understand that spirituality is not just a dogma we've been taught.
Right.
You get clarity. You become the life. You become the change in the culture because when people see you, even if you're not spitting or even if you're not saying those words, we would see that in Jerry and Rodney. Sometimes when they would walk by you, like, who's that guy? What's up with him?
It's a feeling. It's a vibration.
It's an energetic pulse. Once you embrace who you are and what you are and begin to implement that day in and day out. We did this before. We say the same things, we just say it differently.
Because the time is still moving, we're still learning. Right. It's another layer being added.
But also people that listen, they learn differently. People learn differently, so people will understand something I say differently and they will gravitate more to what you say, because you say it a different way. Talk about the kids and them growing up and being mommy.
It's fascinating. It's just every day is something new to be thankful for. Every day is something new to learn. They challenge me. They make me laugh. They make me cry. I'm open with them. I share with them in ways that my mother didn't share with me. So I feel like I'm on purpose. You know, it's just something about a new generation, and they are all three different. I'm like, how the heck? Y'all all live in the same house. Y'all all got three different tastes. And how did I become the chef to give three different orders? Like, why am I cooking three different? It's so funny. I'm like, I'm finding myself, you know, catering in a certain way. It's sweet because then they come kiss my cheek, and you know, it's just, it's beautiful. I love it. It's challenging. It's not all perfect. You know, it's a lot of challenges because they're growing and they're learning and they recognize when things are wrong. You know, and they bring it to me. This is what happened, and I'm just trying to advocate for them and figure it out. I don't know the answer. I tell them I'm the first one to tell you, I do not know the answers. We gonna figure it out. You know, so it feels like freedom. I love being a mom. I love being a parent. But I don't want to have no more babies. I appreciate my womb. There's a lot happening. Okay, it's a lot happening in the womb world. We ain't gonna go there. That's another interview, child. But you know, no, it's beautiful though. It's life. And I appreciate having three beautiful aspects of me and God on the planet. Yes. It's dope. It's dope. Yeah.
And
shout out to my babies.
Right. And name everybody. So
Teal, you know my favorite color. Shout out to you. I'm about to be 14. She running through the house in 20 days. I'm gonna be 14. Okay, it's deep, but my color. And then Orchid, my flower, and Boaz, my strength. My football about to start. So, you know, drip, he got his drip, buddy. You know, they are growing up. They are just beautiful babies. Hey y'all. Okay.
And what too, you know, I know you're mommy, but what too, how do they see you in terms of the poet?
They
really
be like, yo, you so corny, why they not getting it? They really be, I'm like, you don't know who I am. I gotta school you, be like, I be having a school on. But
don't they be trying to do poetry sometimes, won't they?
I mean, they are. Orchid all the time. She'll go into it off the, you know, she'll go in. She's multi-dimensional. She do all of them. But they have times where they are expressive. But when it comes to me doing my poetry, it's like that's my work. You know what I'm saying? They see me working, so they see me doing writing and and I teach them through poetry. So I'm like, you can say it's corny or whatever, but this is your life. You know what I'm saying? You know this because of that. You know, and I think about them all the time, like, well, how does it feel to be raised by poems? Because I really raised them with poetry. I wonder the stories that they will tell, you know, because I'm fly and I'm always here in this moment of living this poem, you know. So they got to get in where they fit in, and it's a beautiful thing because it's nothing like negative there. You know, it's all love and light. That's my happy place, and I'm intentional about that.
Did you do poetry at the Coffee Cave?
Yes. I did. I hosted People's Open Mic there.
Talk about that.
Oh, it was amazing. It was beautiful. Regular. The food was delicious. One story that comes up for me. I
love the story.
With Jerry, I was pregnant. With, and we was calling the Hug the Block the NOLA project, and I got a picture with him, like rubbing on me, like saying, you know, like saying the beginning of the NOLA projects. We was in the Coffee Cave. That's, you know, that's dope to me. Like, I love that exists. But the Coffee Cave just had a lot of stories, a lot of community, a lot of singing. I feel like Lady J, you know, it's a lot of staples, a lot of energy, you know, regular ciphers, outside before.
Healing.
Yeah, healing. I would say healing. And Rhea singing, you know what I'm saying? That's a different vibe. Her singing her church songs in her own jazzy way. No, that ass. She brought God to us. She was, whenever before all her poems, she would take you with an old Negro spiritual or hymn, or she'd jump into a song. You know, that was different. But we had a good time. We grew up in the coffee cave. Snap it up. We grew up in the coffee cave.
John Mary,
you know,
coffee cave.
We grew up in the coffee cave. Yes. John held us down then too.
Yeah, for a long time. We appreciate John.
Thank you, John.
And we look forward to like this work and this move in this area. Very, very powerful.
Yes.
You know, whether people give them his props or not, very powerful. What else do you want to say to the poems, the artists? I mean, the mayor talked about that now Newark has become such a artistic place, and we have
it really is though. It really is though. It really is.
We had to fight to do our art and fight to get our art on the walls, and we had to do graffiti. How do you feel, especially with all these newcomers coming, like you're not even there? You know, just talk about it. We tied up on that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I will say that it feels good to be an artist. It feels good to honor your expression. And I've really been planting seeds to tell people that that's okay, because I was nurtured by some of the people who this building is named after to feel that way. It's wrong. You know? And so as we continue to embrace ourselves culturally, because we still young in this, we coming into it. We're gonna continue to
still young.
We are. We brand new in this. You know what I'm saying? Like really acknowledging it and holding space. It's like I feel like Newark is continuously going to be a leader in that, because we acknowledge that and we've been doing it. Like, and I feel, you know, I when I came back, when I graduated from school, no dead ass. I'm going fast.
You getting loose now.
No. Yeah, I am getting loose, because I remember, you know, I called myself the president of Team Natural. You know, before we was even called Team Natural, because I graduated from Temple University and came back to Newark, and I had my natural. I was wearing Bantu knots. It wasn't many people in Newark on Urban Center Boulevard wearing Bantu knots. And every time I went to Pathmark, to every store, I was really teaching and educating people on how to do their natural hair. That was really why they was calling me the president of Team Natural. You know what I'm saying? And that to me just reflects on, you know, where I am foundationally in our culture and knowing. Like even with People's Open Mic and the call and response, I graduated from Temple University with a degree in African American Studies. Call and response is something that I was valued, I was taught. That's why it's coming back through, because that's how I was teaching. And I'm not, you know, and it's just a part of why that is. That's intentional. I didn't go to some other city. I came back to my city to plant these seeds and to be cultural, you know what I'm saying? This is the dream coming true. I wanted it to be this. I felt this in my heart. You know what I mean? Like, and these lights shining on me, this feels beautiful. Like, I am so happy.
That's beautiful.
I love this for us. We gonna keep on being us, you know, and we gonna keep expressing. Like, we are some talented people. We've been through a lot. You know, them t-shirts at Broad Market, I'm from Newark and I hit hard. That's real.
I didn't see that one.
It's an old one. It's an old throwback. It ain't out there no more. He ain't there. But those shirts was a part of our culture. Like, because it was a mantra and a mindset, and it's a real brick city. Like, we've been through a lot. So our art is gonna always have that vibe you're gonna feel, especially when you really plugged into it. Like, I've been recognizing it. I've been realizing how I feel about it, just about the Newark. And I tweeted earlier, like, if Newark ain't happened to you, then you just wouldn't get it. And it's like, I've been here, I'm from here. So me wanting to better this community, it's in me to want that, because this is my home. So my want is a little different from yours. You know, these streets happen to me. So there's a reason why I want to hug this block.
Good stuff.
You understand? So I appreciate anybody that wants to help, but understand that this really means something to me. And it's just a distinction. It's not a better or whatever. It is what it is. These streets raised me. You know, and shout out to all the people. And what I want to say too is shout out to my mother, because we being history makers and storytellers. And, you know, she had a friend named Miss Essie who had a weird face. And I learned that Miss Essie was in the riots and her face had burnt up. And that, you know, she was sitting on the couch talking to my mother. That was her friend. And I was like, you know, a little kid, like, feeling away. But I want to say shout out to Miss Essie and her family, and all the people in the riots, and everybody that's trying to deny the history of what happened. We here, we not denying nothing. We embrace our history and our culture, and we love ourselves because something happened to us that made us stronger and more beautiful. So let's embrace that too. You know, that's our history. We more than storytellers. We life livers. Our whole life is art. Come on. Snap it up for Newark, New Jersey. Snap it up for Newark, New Jersey, though. I can talk about Newark forever. That's my favorite topic.
I'm like
one of my favorite topics.
You just went in the zone. I'm ready to like move all the mics and just let you go.
Oh, it's almost time. I got something very special.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank everybody for coming, and thank you for this first crowd that we have here. Thank you, John. I have to say again.
Yes.
SoloDoloTuesdays. Come check us out.
Yeah, we out here. Not me doing the LL Cool J.